Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Simone Nicole, back at it again with another video. So let's just get a few things straight, okay? I don't want to talk about my hair. I was trying something new. It didn't work out. Yes, this closet is still broken. As I said before, it's not gonna get fixed unless I make my filming space smaller, and that's just not gonna happen. And I hate my nails. I don't think you can see them in detail, so maybe we can just leave that out. Yeah, if you see my nails, they're not it. I think that's everything that I want to complain about. Probably not. As we get into this video, I'll probably complain about more and pointlessly chat about more things. Welcome! Today's video is going to be my go-to makeup look for us melanated goddesses, you know? So this is going to be like a cool, chill, freaking get ready with me. Before we get started, I would like to do my subscriber shout out of the day. This comment comes from Miss Queenie, and she said on my natural hair journey video, you are one of those people that could rock anything. Like if you go bald, you would still be that bitch. You don't need the hair needs you. Shit. When I say this really made my day, because my hair, not it today, and you know, I wasn't gonna let it stop me, and this just really gave me a laugh and really just reaffirmed like it's just hair. I just wanted to say thank you to Miss Queenie for commenting something so sweet and hilarious and reminding me that it is just hair. And if you would like to be my subscriber shout out on my next video, please make sure that you are 1, subscribed, and 2, that you are commenting on my videos and being active on all of my social media platforms. And with that being said, let's get into the video. I'm sorry if you can see my mirror in the corner. I need to see myself. I did my brows off camera because, as we all know, we are quarantinas. Or quarantinas. Yeah, we're quarantinas right now. A lot of things can't be done. I'm not gonna mention the other parts of my body that are growing hair. I'm sure that y'all will gather, and let me complain about that too. If you have ever had your lady part waxed and then you try to shave it afterwards, worst mistake you'll ever make in your life. I don't know what the hair follicle does. I'm really not sure, but it's so painful. Oh my God. It's so itchy, so painful, the worst thing of your entire life. So I'm just trimming her down. And my mom saw me without pants on the other day and she made fun of me, and that wasn't nice. I just had to get that off my chest. What I just put on my eyes was the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Almond. And I went in with such a light concealer because I like for my eyeshadows to show up kind of true to color. And then I'm gonna take the big old huge James Charles palette. I'm going to use that shade right there. It is Broken, and I don't know the name of it, but it is hands down my favorite shade to ever exist in all of makeup. And I'm just gonna dip right into that color and just spread it all over my lid. And this is what I like for my everyday kind of looks. Sometimes I won't do any eyeshadow at all if I'm really feeling, you know, like not froggy at all. I was about to say if I'm feeling froggy, then I'm a leap, but this ain't no froggy eyeshadow at all. And that's basically all I do with my eyeshadow. Next, I'm just gonna go on with like just a random big fluffy blender brush, and then I'm gonna take the color that is right next to my favorite Broken color, which is that like lighter tanner-ish color, and I'm going to use that to go in between the eyeshadow and my brows. And that's not gonna do much, but it'll just help blend between the concealer color under my eyebrow and the color of my eyeshadow. And that's it, just blown out, really simple. Of course it looks like non-existent because the camera's so bright, but in person it's something, but it's not a lot, and that's exactly what I want. So next I'm gonna go on with a pair of Lily lashes. If you guys haven't paid attention, they've been having like hella sales. I got these on a day when they were giving away a pair of free Miamis when you purchase another pair of lashes. So I was like, oh, I'll do that. I don't know which ones I want to go in with. Do I want to go in with So Extra Miami or regular Miami? Because I love the Miami lashes. Okay, boom. We have the regular Miami, and we're gonna just stick her over here. This is horribly representing the way that the Miami looks. And then the So Extra Miami. Oh, dang. I think we're just gonna go regular Miami. Okay, y'all, I got a question. Do y'all watch YouTube like I do? And more importantly, do y'all keep up with YouTube drama? I don't watch drama channels. Like, I'm not gonna be somebody that's sitting down watching, I'm not gonna name drop them, but you know, the more toxic ones, the ones that genuinely are trying to like find anything to complain about and to drag somebody for. I am not so much into that. However, but it's just something about when someone has a juicy title like finally coming clean, or the truth about, the truth about blah, blah, blah. I'm a sucker for those freaking videos. It's weird because I feel like they're always told like, you're not a celebrity. And like, how dare you, you're not a celebrity, or you think that you're such hot stuff. We made you and we'll take everything from you. They have these expectations of them as if they're a celebrity, and then take every single second of the day to remind them that they are not a celebrity. Like Tana Mojo is a really good example. Like this little girl literally just turned 21 years old. And I'm not saying that she hasn't made mistakes, no, but like when you were 21, like would you like for your entire life to be documented and for you to make every single mistake up until you were 21 in front of millions of people? I'm sure you wouldn't. You do dumb stuff, I do dumb stuff, and Tana does super dumb stuff. It's just out for the world to see. And she clearly did not have good role models, and she seems like she low-key raised herself, and you can tell. And people are always on her like, oh my god, she is just the worst person to ever breathe air. Like, cancel Tana, she's spoiled, she's this, she's that. It's true. It's true. She probably does have her faults, but you got to understand that not just Tana, you only see of these influencers what they want you to see, and therefore I cannot get emotionally invested in anybody. Like, I'm so sorry about it. I guess it's just crazy for me to sit down when I'm watching these videos and look at how like mean and judgmental like 13-year-olds on the internet are. And sometimes they're not 13-year-olds, sometimes they're like full-blown adults telling a teenager or a very, very young adult to harm themselves or to get off the internet, or calling them a horrible person, or like just dragging them. I have seen so many videos, so many things that I don't agree with, and I have never, not once left a mean or negative comment ever. And there are so many people that deserve it. I don't really get emotionally invested in things unless you are talking about anything concerning Black people. Anytime an influencer gets caught in like racial things is when I really won't support them anymore. And even like some things, if I see that you are genuinely like trying to be a better human being, then I can accept the fact that a person can grow and a person can change. However, where you have to be discerning is figuring out if this person is willing to grow and change, or if they just want to avoid all of the blowback that they're going to get or have been getting from the mistake that they made. Like, are they just doing damage control for the sake of it, or are they actually and truly sorry? And maybe I'm naive, I don't know, but I think that Tana makes these huge mistakes and then she genuinely doesn't want to do it again. And maybe I just feel a connection to her because she's a Cancer, she's a fellow water sign, and I know that we can get ourselves into some stuff because we move, water signs, we move so much based on emotion, and our emotions rule us. And I feel really sorry for her that she suffers with any type of mental illness. Suffering with mental illness and being a water sign is like a double freaking whammy. Other people say that Tana doesn't deserve anything, and a lot of these influencers don't deserve what they have, but like, also who are you to say that someone doesn't deserve what they have? I've never looked at a celebrity or someone in power and say they don't deserve what they have. They are there, they're in that position, and if it bothers you so much, then do something about it. For me, when I look at people and I feel like, you know what, I don't understand how they got there, my verbiage is not they don't deserve it. My verbiage is clearly I'm mad because that's something that I want, so I need to go after it. If they can do it, then I can do it. And there's some of your faves that I be looking at like, I just don't get it. But all it makes me feel like is that I need to work harder to move to the top, because I know that I can do it. And I think that's a better way of looking at something as opposed to tearing someone down. Like, y'all know I'm real big on not tearing others down, because if you feel the need to tear somebody else down, it's because you feel as though you are missing something on the inside. So address that first. I have a whole self-love video. Sorry, it's gonna be on that side of the screen. I learned guys, it's on that side of the screen. Whew. Okay, and then what you just saw me do was that I just used my black Benefit roller liner and I just went through and concealed the lash band as best as I could. Not like I'm trying to fake like these aren't lashes, because clearly they are. So now, talking about my makeup while we're all here. When I do my makeup, my goal is for my skin to be the star of the show. So I like to look very hydrated and very healthy when I do my makeup. A primer that I absolutely love is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I love this stuff so much because I didn't think that it was doing anything at first, but it is truly a primer and a moisturizer. Did I moisturize before this? Absolutely. But it just has this feeling, and when the makeup goes on, it goes on so freaking good. And then I also go in with the Smashbox, the original Photo Finish Primer. And I go in with that around the middle of my face where it might be a little bit more porous. And then for my foundations, I almost always mix my foundations. I forgot that I even had this. I was looking for something else and forgot that I had this Fit Me. When I say this is probably my favorite foundation of all time, if not definitely top foundation, I love it. I just don't use this one, and the reason I forgot about it is because it's too dark. It's in the color 380 Espresso, so it is too dark for me even in the summertime, but it is such a beautiful finish that I used to mix it with, I think 375, the color right below that, because that was a really good match to me. And in the summertime when it was a little too light, I just used to mix 375 and 380. The fact that we have come to a point where a drugstore foundation is too dark for me. I filmed my top foundations of all time video like a million years ago and just never put it out there. Would y'all want to see that? Because I don't know, I wouldn't mind filming it. I have a whole lot of foundations that I could talk about that I really love. And then I'm just gonna mix that with the Fenty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. Gonna mix that up in there because I feel like this shade is just a little too, it's just a little off for me. So I usually just mix it with another foundation that is a little darker in color and then throw that bad boy on. See that color? Ooh, so good. So freaking good. So tell me, how are y'all holding up in quarantine? Like, are y'all bored? Are y'all working on something? Are you working on your dreams and your passions? Are you working on yourself, or are you just sitting around the house? Because I think that any of those things are valid, honestly. Of course, I've been using this time to film more because, like, when am I ever going to have this amount of time again to work on my YouTube channel this explicitly? It's really honestly a blessing that I have, like a blessing in disguise. I'm not gonna say that being laid off from my job in a pandemic is a blessing, no, but I do think that for a lot of us it's been a really good time to reflect on just our lives. A content creator that I really enjoy, her name is Tiffany Ferg, did a video on productivity in the US, and how we always have this desire and this push to monetize everything. Like, you can't just have a hobby anymore. Like, if you like painting, they're like, oh, well, if you like painting, then start an Etsy store and sell your paints there. You have to monetize everything. Like, even makeup. Like, people are like, you should start a YouTube video. You know how much money you can make off of that? It's always the thought of, how can I monetize my hobby? Oh, and then just by the way, to go over the top part of my brows, I just use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Truffle. I do think that it's interesting that is, I never sat and thought about it. Like, every time we're talking about quarantine, someone is like, use this time to start a business. Use this time to start a YouTube channel, start second revenue, find your another hustle. All of these things, like, and it's almost frowned upon if you're not doing anything with this time. But is it really that bad if you're not doing anything with your time in quarantine? If you live a really, really fast-paced life, maybe we do need this time to just calm down, because when in our lifetimes is this gonna happen again? But maybe this was just like a much needed break. I've also heard about people talking about, oh, I'm gonna take some of the Smashbox photo, everything. I'm like, Smashbox sponsored this video. They didn't, they don't know who I am. Anyways, I'm gonna take this Smashbox primer water. I love this stuff, and I'm just gonna spray a little more of this on my face and blend a little more. Next, I'm gonna go on with concealer, and I'm going to use my Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the shade Toffee, and my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Concealer in the shade 460. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of the Fenty because it feels so orange to me. I tried so hard to love it, but the shade next to this is too dark to be highlighting, I believe. And this one is just hella orange. And then I'm gonna take this color because it is pretty light, and we're gonna use that to kind of counteract the orangeness. You can tell more on my, hopefully you can tell more on my hand. Yeah, you can definitely tell. The oranger one is Fenty, and the lighter, like tanner looking color is the Born This Way. So I'm hoping that they'll just kind of balance each other out. And then if not, that's why we have powder. And my powder is really neutral, so it'll kind of counteract all of these colors we have going on. And then I always let my concealer dry down before I blend it out. That is something I learned from the queen, Miss Jackie Aina herself. If you suffer from darkness around your eyes, then you want to put on your concealer and then let it sit. If you put on your concealer and blend it right away, especially if you're using a beauty blender, it's gonna soak up all of that product. But if you let it dry down, it's going to get fuller and fuller coverage, because it's like letting paint dry. Like if you spill wine on the floor, you're gonna clean it up right away, because you know that the longer it sets, the more stained the carpet is gonna get. Same concept with concealers. So you just wanna let it sit down for a little bit and then blend it out. Alrighty, I've been gone for a couple minutes. So now we're gonna take the other side of this blender. I don't know if I mentioned it, this is an e.l.f. Beauty blender. Oh, this is really bright. So what we're actually gonna do, because this is like a day-to-day, this isn't like a going out nighttime turn up, I'm gonna take a bit of my MAC Longwear Pro Concealer, and I am going to zap over this to kind of mute this color down a bit, because you know, this is cool for the club and everything, but you're not going to the club. Yeah, but like I was saying, other people have also pointed out the good that all of this has brought. And one of the things is on our environment. Like, we really act like our environment doesn't have a breaking point. Like, of course it does. If you do anything to something or somebody too long, it's going to reach a breaking point. And scientists have been saying it, like, we cannot sustain the stuff that we have been doing to our planet for even, I think, like, they said if we keep up for the next 7 years, I believe, then we will do irreparable damage to the planet. And at first, like, I can understand people that really don't put a lot of emphasis on issues concerning the planet, because I didn't. Because I'll never forget, I was having a conversation with my friend in college, Rachel. Hey Rachel, love you, miss you. She hit me to a lot, okay? I remember I was having a conversation with her and feminism came up. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not a feminist. Because, you know, 18-year-old Simone had only ever heard negative connotations surrounding feminism. And she was like, Simone, like, do you think that women and men should have the same rights? And I was like, I mean, of course I do. She was like, then you're a feminist. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't know it was that simple. So, and of course it is. It's just that simple. Like, for all the women out there that are like, I mean, of course I'm not a feminist. Stop it right now. As long as you believe that you should have the same rights as a man, then you can call yourself at minimum a womanist. Womanist is more of a like inclusive term, because the feminist movement at its core does have a lot of racist starts that I will not get into in this video. But if you want to call yourself anything, then call yourself a womanist. As long as you feel as though you should have a right to your body, you should have a right to have the same opportunities as a man does, you know, common things that you should want as a person living on this earth that just so happens to have a vagina, then you're a feminist, baby. So we had that conversation, and she followed another time we were talking, and I was just like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm too concerned with what's going on with Black people in this country to concentrate on what is going on with the earth. And she was like, okay, but why can't you focus on both? And I was like, why don't I have room in my heart for both? Like, I was like, oh yeah, I probably should care about both. So yes, all of that to say, I think that as much negative things is happening right now, we can also take the time to think about the positive things that are happening and that are going to come out of this. And like, the world is recovering, it's healing, and I think the world is just receiving a much needed break. So next, I'm gonna go in with my Juvia's Place stick foundation. I don't care for this as a stick foundation. I think it is way too dewy for my liking, and I'm a dewy kind of girl, so you gotta know it's pretty dewy. I like to use this as like a bronzer of sorts, and it goes on low-key dark, but it blends out to not very much, so I always go in with something on top of it. And this also isn't super high coverage, so you have a lot of room to play around with this. And I know that you're not supposed to put liquid on top of powder, but the only powder that I have on my face is right here, and all the rest of this is unset liquid. And then I'm going to try to use my Tati Beauty little gadget to blend this out. We're not done blending that out, but to redefine the nose, I'm just gonna take a fluffy rounded brush. This is the Morphe M505, and then I'm gonna go into my Juvia's Place Sahara Volume 1 palette, which you can see is very well loved. I'm about to hit pan on this color, and I never hit pan on stuff. So I'm gonna go on with the color Abby and just pull my nose back out. Like, I don't contour my nose to the empteenth whatever. But I feel like after you do all this highlighting, like, your nose kind of just gets lost in there, and you just want to like bring her back out, like show her off, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll just take a fluffy brush and then just go over my nose so that everything doesn't look too harsh, but at least my nose is defined again and not just like kind of falling into my face. I actually use that same Abby color as a bronzer of sorts, and it kind of has like a purple undertone, but it comes off super duper warm on the face, which I really like. What part of your makeup routine is your favorite part? Because for me, it's definitely this part, like the bringing the dimensions back to my face. Hands down my favorite part of my makeup, because you can get so washed out after you do your highlighting and such. And my next this part is blush. I love blush so freaking much. Like, I don't know, it's just something about it that just really does it for me. I'm gonna go in with a mix of Abby and Neo. Really get in there, maybe a little bit of Toby too. Warms up the face so much. It just brings a life back to your face that you kind of end up missing after you add all these layers of everything. And then for my eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with a brown liner. What a lot of women do, not just black women, but a lot of women do, is that they use a black eyeliner. Stop it. Black eyeliners close the eye so much, like they close down the way your eye looks a whole heck of a lot, as opposed to just like a dark brown. This one is the NYX retractable eyeliner in the shade brown. So after I go on with that, because I don't feel like pulling out the James Charles palette again, I'm gonna take this Huda Beauty nude palette in the color Rich, and I'm going to use this shade and this shade, just kind of blend them together and blow out my under eye area. Okay, boom. I feel like I'm sitting farther back all over again. So this is what the eyes are looking like, you know, just cute. This is what the face is looking like, super up close. We still look like ourselves, we just look like a stepped up version of ourselves. And even if you don't want to look like yourself, baby, don't look like yourself. Do your makeup to look like another completely different person. Do it. And then for the rest of underneath the lash line, we are going to go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And I like a thick bottom lash line. I like to use a mix of the Beauty Bakery, the Coffee and Cocoa. I love the shade Anti-Depresso. Oh my God, it's such a good freaking shade. I love that shade, and I use it in conjunction with my Maybelline Master Chrome. I like mix the Maybelline Master Chrome, the Anti-Depresso, and the You're Grounded. I mix all three of them to get a highlight shade that I really like. I feel like if I'm ever going to have a highlight shade that I truly am in love with, I'm just gonna have to create it myself. Because no matter what brand, no matter what shade, it's always slightly off, and it doesn't give me what I need a highlighter to give me. That's really, really pretty, really, really natural. I don't know if you can see it while I put it on this side. I like very natural highlights, but like when I turn my head, you can tell it's there, but nothing like when I'm looking head straight on where you can see that I have on highlight. That's not my thing. To set my makeup, I'm gonna go in with the Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray. Love this stuff. Whew. On a regular basis, I'm a nude kind of girl, and I never used to be because I could never find nudes that would really like suit me. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did buy the KKW Beauty, and you know that I have expressed well, some of y'all might not know. I've expressed my opinions on the family, the Kardashian family. But that little girl, she can make a lip liner. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That little girl can make a lip liner, she can make a lipstick. Like, they're really good. So I'll show you how I incorporate this lip liner. It is in the shade Nude 3, and it is the darkest shade that they have. And then I'm gonna go on with my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. And I'm going to, I don't wanna do like a harsh line around my lips, but this color is very similar to the natural color of my top lip. So I like to go in with that, but it's super dark, as you can see. Boom. Then I'm gonna take one of my favorite nudes of all time, which is the Nude Sticks Magnetic Lip Color in the color Boho. I love this nude so much. It is so good. See, now this looks crazy, right? So what we're gonna do, we are gonna go in with that brown lip liner, and we're gonna work it between these two. Okay, so I like the way that this lip is looking. So what I'm gonna do, sometimes I'll just leave it like this. I used to love a matte lip so much, not so much anymore. I will go in with a gloss on top of it. And again, y'all, this is the KKW lip gloss in the shade Extinguish. Oh my gosh, But when I'm wearing a nude lip, this is definitely my favorite to, oh gosh, just punch me in my face, like sock me right in my freaking face. So beautiful, I can't even take it. I am going to change clothes. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with my hair because, child, there's no saving my hair, and I'm gonna be right back. Alrighty, so this is the finished look. As you can see, I still look like myself. I just look like an elevated version of myself. And since the camera is washing me out just a little bit, I will be inserting pictures of how I look with this look so that you can get a really good idea of, you know, just how this whole thing makes me look. If this was helpful to you in any way, and if you would like to see more makeup content from me, especially concerning my maybe my favorites for deep dark skin, favorite lip combos for deep dark skin, things like that, just things that I've learned along the way, I will be more than willing to do a video or two about that. You just gotta let me know that you want it. I so often feel like YouTube is so oversaturated with makeup content. I just feel like, what more can I offer? But if you guys want to see it, I will definitely produce it. If you like today's video, please do not forget to comment, to give this video a thumbs up, and to make sure that you are subscribed. Share it on Facebook to your mama, to your daddy, and to your cousins, or put it up on your Instagram story. Give me a little shout out, whatever you want to do. Remember to keep positivity in your life, because positivity breeds positivity, and we have absolutely no time for negativity in 2020. Stay safe, stay healthy, and that is it. And I bet you thought I was gonna say goodbye, but I'm not. Go ahead and watch another video. Let me go ahead and just scoot back so that y'all have ample room to just click on the video. Go ahead. It's quarantine, you're literally not doing anything else. So watch my videos. Bye.